and a very warm welcome to you. This is the My Slice of Life podcast, and I am Sharon O'Neill, your very cold Highland host. Actually, I'm just back after walking the dog and I'm freezing. This is episode 9 of the season, and it's called From Random to Rants, and I have to confess, I think this is going to be a bit of a rant this week. And before I jump into it, because I'm pretty sure what I'm going to talk about today, a lot of you will be able to relate to. But before I start, I do want to say a very big thank you to those of you who came over to YouTube and subscribed to my channel. I've noticed a slight jump in the numbers, so if you are one of those people who did that, thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate that. It was amazing. I got a real surprise when I clicked on and I went, oh, I've got a few more people. That was lovely. What isn't so lovely is the conclusion that I've come to, and that is that supermarkets actually hate us. They do. I mean, from what I've been experiencing, that is the only conclusion that I can come to. And I have a few points that I want to go through, and this is all based on my own experience, so nobody can say I'm making it up. And the first thing that I want to talk about, and I know you will have experienced this. You've been going to your supermarket for years, right? You know where things are. Oh, that's my glasses clicking. You know where things are. So you go in one day and suddenly you don't know where things are. Why? Because they've moved everything around. They are constantly shifting things around. And they'll tell you, oh, it's to make space for the Christmas stuff, or it's to make space for the Valentine's Day. Do you know what? Why don't you just have an allocated space for the seasonal stuff and leave everything else alone? Have a space for your sale stuff and leave everything else alone. But no, rather than using common sense, you'd rather have us going on a treasure hunt trying to find the same stuff we've been buying week in, week out for years, and now we can't find it. And you know what? That drives me nuts. If you can explain to me a good reason why they do it, tell me, because I can't think of one. That's one of my first bugbears. And trust me, I've got loads more. Now, I tend to go to the supermarket later in the day. Right, I'm going bargain hunting. That's when they put out the markdown stuff, as you know. But that's also when they do all their shelf stocking. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against shelf stocking, and I actually think I'd be quite good at that. I have done it before, and I have this sense of, I want everything to be neat and tidy. I want the shelf to look full. I want it to look nice. But as a shopper, I don't want their giant crates left in the middle of the aisle, so I can't get past with my trolley. Even if I've got a basket, you can't get past. We've got a shop here that's really, really bad for it. And they try and line them up. But what they do, they line them up in the middle, and their aisles are not really wide enough to have that. And you can get past just if you've got a basket. If you've got a trolley, forget it. Whatever you want, if it's at the other end, you have to walk all the way around and get it. And why do they do that? Why can't they just take out, one thing at a time, put it to the side, so at least we could move it out the way if we have to get something? Why do they have to have it all out at the same time? You wouldn't do that at home. You wouldn't say, well, I need to move some stuff, so I'll just dump everything on the floor and then move it at the one time. I think that's ridiculous. I know actually some declutter people suggest doing that. I wouldn't. To me, that's far too overwhelming. I couldn't do that. But in the shops, hey, let's just line all the crates up so nobody can get round and get anything that they want. That seems to be perfectly acceptable. To them, it's not acceptable to me, I'll tell you. So that's another thing that drives me nuts. You're trying to get to your stuff. You can't reach anything. Now, the shop that I just mentioned, right, like I say, the aisles aren't big enough, but they do something else that drives me nuts. And it's caught me out a few times, which is really annoying because it's cost me money. Which, if you know me at all, you'll know I don't have that money to spare. But they don't price things. Or even worse, right, they've got nothing's priced individually now. If you're like me, if you're old enough, you'll remember the days when everything, the wee price gun thing, somebody had to go around and price everything individually, but you could pick up that tin or whatever, that packet, and there was the price clear on it. You knew exactly what that cost. Now, they just put a wee label on the shelf, and then they rely on the people putting the stuff on the shelf to put it in the right place. Well, the shop that I'm thinking of just now, whoever does the labels clearly isn't the same person as the one that does the shelf stacking, because nothing is ever in the right place. And it's taken me a long time to figure out, like I'll pick something up and I'll go, oh, that looks good, that's a bargain. And I go, wait, check the barcode on the item and check that against the actual tag on the wall. And you know this, they never match. Never match. I bought something for Christmas, it was actually a Christmas present. And I thought it was like, I think it was $5.99. And it was nice, and I thought, that's really good. Go home. Now, who checks the receipts at Christmas? You're busy wrapping up the presents, blah, blah, blah. After Christmas, check the receipt. $9.99. Suddenly it's doubled in price. Went back and looked. Nothing was labelled. I asked them what was going on. And they said, oh, well, it's still, it was just an error. But we can't do anything about it now. It's too late. You know, so you never get your money back. And it's their mistake because they're too lazy to put stuff in the right place. Now, this drives me crazy. Bring back the pricing gun. And by the way, see if you think it's boring, it's really satisfying. That click, 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 click is really satisfying. Get somebody to label the damn stuff with the right price tag. Is that asking too much? I don't think it is. We are the consumers. We should be getting what we want. Nobody asked us, would you like to come in and get ripped off every time you open the door? No, thank you. Nobody asked. Drives me mental. Now, we've got the crates there, right? We've got the wrong prices. We've got stuff in the wrong places. Do you know what else they have now? Zombie staff. And I'm not joking. Zombie staff. And you'll have seen them. They walk so slow. They would not be out of place in Shaun of the Dead. They've got that, the shuffle. It's usually hands in the pockets, as they're, you know, maybe they've been called to over, you know, you've got the customer service and you've got a query. And they go, oh, just get someone to check that for you. And sometimes I have said, no, it's okay, I'll get it myself, I'm quicker and I know where it is. Sometimes I'm not quick enough to even say that. And they've already gone, bing bong, could one of the zombie staff please make their way over here eventually? We have a customer with a query. Then this thing appears, hands in pockets, feet don't lift off the ground. It's like they've got lead boots on, they cannot lift them off the ground. So they shuffle. You'll have seen them. They don't even have to be fat, but they're shuffling. And they've always got gum. So they're chewing, they're shuffling, and they come over eventually. Yeah. I think, oh, the customer has a query, could you check okay. And they shuffle off. And I've got to confess, there's been a couple of times that has given me a mild panic attack. I don't even get panic attacks, but I felt it because I'm thinking, I'm going to die of old age before she comes back. I just can't help it. I don't have enough hours, enough years in my life to wait for this zombie sloth, to make its way back and find out that they've put the wrong price on something yet again. It's anxiety provoking, it really is. So on the one hand, right, you've got the zombie stuff, and then you've got the other type. Now these ones can go fast, but they don't for another reason. They make it really, really obvious they just can't be arsed. They just can't be arsed. They don't want to be there, and it's your fault apparently that they're there. You made them apply for the job. You made them come in. You've made them want to work to get some money to go and do whatever the heck it is they do in their life. They just cannot be bothered with it. And I had one. I had one the other day. We went. Now, this actually ties in with something, but I'll come back to it. We went to the shop, and there was a miracle. It wasn't even Christmas, but there was a miracle. There was a member of staff on an actual till with a conveyor belt. And it's rare. I should have taken a picture. It's a rare thing. But she was there. And I was momentarily pleased about that until I saw how she actually worked. And she looked new. I didn't recognise her. And you know, there's some people that, you know, as they beep, do you remember the days where it was, hello, how are you? How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. I've worked on tills. I've worked on tills plenty of times. I know it pays you to be pleasant to the customer. Your time passes quicker. You can enjoy your work more. It's an overall better experience for everybody involved. They walk away happy. They'll come back. You're happy in your job. The boss is happy with you. It's a win, 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 win. You can't lose. Now you've got somebody there, says nothing. Now you've got two versions of this as well. There's one that will scan the stuff really slowly. Really slowly. I mean, it's not even that they're slow mentally. It's, again, they can't be bothered. And they're chewing gum. Don't forget the gum. So as they're, even they do that slowly actually. They chew gum slowly, pass the stuff over the beeper slowly, and they slide it down to you slowly. If they slide it down, most of the time what they do, I've noticed, I think it's a game they play. You're at the other end of the conveyor belt and you're waiting for this stuff. You know, it's got the wee slidey bit, whee, down it's supposed to come to you. So what do? As they slowly beep it over the wee thing, they just lay it beside them on the flat bit. They don't even bother to put it on the slope. So you're down there at the other end with your bags thinking, there are rules to this game, pal. Did nobody explain it to you? You beep it, you slide it to me, I put it in my bag, we're all good. But no, they wait till they've got a lot of stuff. And I don't reach over. You're supposed to reach over. They want you to reach over. I'm not reaching over. So I'm waiting. She's waiting. This is the new game. And I will not be broken. And eventually she has to get a big bundle of it and slide it all down. And then I go, thank you. And I'll pack it up. It drives me mental. But that is the complete opposite of the other ones you get, who they don't wait for the whole sliding down thing. They don't want it to slide. They're on the slalom. These people, beep, 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 you've got to catch it at the other end. It's like supermarket Olympics over here. That's the other one. They're a little difficult. They're harder. You can't exactly say, could you slow the heck down here because, I'm having a stroke. That's more difficult to cope with. Yeah, you get your stuff done and you're in and out really, really quickly, but is it a pleasant experience? I don't think so. They might be enjoying themselves. Maybe they've got a reason to go so quick. Maybe she needs the toilet. I don't know. But I don't find that very pleasurable. And we used to have somebody in a shop here who did that, and I've noticed she has slowed down and actually talks to you. Much better. She's happy, I'm happy. The whole shopping experience is a pleasant one, and yes, I'm pleased to go back. Well, I would be if they actually didn't block the aisles, priced stuff, got rid of the zombies, and so on. So that's the ones that can't be bothered. But have you noticed as well, when you're going round doing your shopping, and you don't know there's a speaker above you? I mean, who walks about looking to see where the speakers are before you stop to find the thing you're looking for? Because they've moved it, and the next thing you get, staff announcement, right above your head. And it's loud. It's really, really loud. And I've been caught out with that a few times as well. You're going about jumping as if you've got epilepsy. I don't have epilepsy, but in supermarkets I've got supermarket epilepsy when these bloody announcements go off, give me near heart attacks. Can we just turn it down a little? That's all I'm asking. A little. I don't need to be deafened. You're trying to have a conversation. I take Dearest son. I say to him, can you go and find the what you call? And then he goes, the what? Because just as I've said, can you go find I've just said then the announcement comes out. He can't hear me. I can't hear me. So then I repeat it, but of course they've just repeated the announcement because you have to say that twice. Caller at the back gate. Caller at the back gate. I know there's a caller at the back gate. I'm trying to get him to go and find the sugar. You know what I mean? Is it any wonder we get stressed by the time we come out? Oh, give me a break. And I tell you what else annoys me. I told you this was going to be a rant. I'm having a full-on rant. I don't know about where you are, but see where we are. The staff have all got these headphone sets now. Does that age me? Did I just say headphones? They were headphone sets when I was a kid. Anyway, they've all got these blooming headphones. And it's over the head, right? It goes over the head, in one ear, and the little mic coming down the side, yeah? They all look like they've just stepped out of Star Trek. And you think they're talking to you. You think they're being pleasant. You think it's back to the days where the actual staff had a conversation with the customer, but no, they're not. And it's not until I went, sorry? Pardon? Or, excuse me? Or, what did you say? That I realised, talking to me? She's not even looking at me. She's talking to the thing over the tobacco counter. And this is only the rare occasion, by the way, that I get somebody on the till, because you'll see them walking around the store talking to themselves. They're not talking to themselves, they're talking to the friend on the tobacco counter, organising their social night for Saturday night. The whole social life gets discussed on these bloomin' head things. Nothing to do with customers. Oh, tell a lie. I have heard a couple of things. We have a store where the staff are really bad for this, and some of them don't have to press a button, but this one they've got to press a button when they want to talk. And they'll say, yeah, he just left just now. Yeah, I know. It was terrible. Did you hear about that? And they go and slag off the customer that's just walking out the door in front of me. And I'm thinking, so nothing to do with the shopping, nothing to do with your work. You're discussing the customers now? I mean, last time I was in, you were sorting out your social life, and now you're slagging off customers? Is that what they're for? Get rid of the headphone set things. Get rid of them. Just get rid of them. And turn the dial down on the bing bong announcements and do it that way. That's all we ask. Rude. Oh. Which brings me, in fact, I'm going to need a sip of coffee for this one, because this one's diabolical. Oh, nut flavoured coffee, delicious. It brings me to one of my biggest bugbears in all the supermarkets, and they all do it now. So-called self-service checkouts. And I'm starting to get a twitch in my eye even just by saying that. Only they're not self-service, are they? Because they need a member of staff to come over every 30 seconds. Because it either won't scan it, or it can't detect it when you put it on the wee scale bit. Please place the item in the bagging department. And you have a conversation with it, don't you? You're like, I have put the thing in the bagging department, it's right there. Tell you what, pal, I'll pick it up and put it back down again. Can you detect it now? Please rescan item. Please remove last item. If I remove it, I've already scanned it, and I need to pay for it, and you need to weigh it. Please remove last item. Oh, I've already done it. Could you just work with me? I'm trying here. Like, there's nobody on the checkouts. I had to come here. I didn't ask to come to you. Could you work with me, please? Please remove last item. Please wait. Someone is coming to help you. And then somebody will eventually come over in their lead boots, hands in their pockets, chewing gum slowly, with a little headphone thing on going, I know, yeah, I was there on Friday. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you talking to me now? Thanks very much. Not only that, right, and again, I don't know where you are, but all the ones I've encountered so far, you scan your thing, if it scans, and you place it on their small bit. I mean, if you're doing like a week or 2 week grocery shop, that area they give you, it's not like a conveyor belt where stuff just gets, it gets moved along. You don't actually have this trolley load of stuff in one space. There's not enough room. So you're trying to build up your groceries, right? It's like grocery Jenga going on here. Try to build this mountain up. It's never big enough. The thing you've got to put it on is so low down. They're too low. I'm constantly bending to place the thing on there so it can weigh it, and then when I've got to pack it, because you can't put your bag on, it tells you can, but you can't. I've tried it. It lies. Please remove the last item. It's my bag. Please remove. So you can't do that, right? So then I've got to go bending again to take everything off the bagging area to put it into a bag that I've left in my trolley. Now, I don't know about you. I've mentioned once or twice, I've got a bit of a dodgy back. See all that bending? By the time I've done that, I'm in agony. I'm in agony. And I said that to one of the girls during the day, and she says, just ask for a member of staff to open a checkout for you. I said, who? Who is going to do that? I said, they've got one member of staff on the tobacco counter. They've got one member of staff keeping an eye on the self-service checkouts. I went, that's it. I think they might have somebody floating about doing the zombie walk, but we can't find them. There's nobody to ask. So I come out with an aching back. I'm angry. I'm really fed up. I'm confused because I've had to find things all over again. I don't know where I am half the time. This is not a pleasant experience for me. And the music. Can we do without that music, please? It's not even music. I don't know what it is. And it's interspersed with these really condescending adverts. And then they tell you it's all good. Whatever shop you're in. We're here for you. We're here to make your life better. They say the name of the shop and they go, where customers come first. You name it. I'm thinking, no, this is just silence would be fine, thank you. Just do it in silence. And then I'm told that they have these sensory, whatever they call them, the quiet shopping times for people who can't cope with noise. And I'm thinking, oh my, do I fall into that category now? Is that where I've reached? I have to come at special times because I can't stand your music and I want a member of staff to actually serve me. Is this what it comes to? If I didn't have to go occasionally, I would give up. I would. I hate it. But one of the worst ones? Here's an example of something. I was in one of the shops. I won't name it because this was just, I blogged about it. Did I name it? I might have named the shop in my blog, but I won't name it just now. I went in. It's a local shop here. And they had just got their self-service checkouts. And I said to the girl, I was like, and this is a small shop, right? They have their tobacco counter that has 2 tills on that, and they've got a couple of actual tills, with the conveyor belt and stuff. And then they brought in, I think it's 3 self-service checkouts, could be 4, but I think it's 3. And I said to the girl, I went over, because I thought, no, I'm not doing that. You can serve me, that's why you're here. And they don't seem to understand that if everybody uses self-service, somebody's going to lose a job because they only need one person to deal with self-service. We don't need you. on a till, because the robot over here will do it, as long as it's got a human watching over it and to fix it every 30 seconds. But I asked this girl, I said, are they really necessary? I said, it's a small shop, do we really need that? You know what she said to me? Yeah, it's to save us the hassle. Did you hear that? It's to save us the hassle. Now, I will confess I had to bite my tongue pretty hard, because I'm thinking, hassle? Oh, cheeky cow, that means us. That means the customers are hassled. That's how they see us. We are hassle. Serving me is a hassle. So they want robots in so they don't have to do it. And again, I'm thinking, I didn't force you to come here. Why did you take the job if you obviously, clearly don't want to do it? She's a gum chewer and a shoe shuffler. I've seen her. But I was like, why are you here? You don't want to be here. And I'm a hassle. I tell you, I came out of that shop. I was raging. I was so angry. I blogged about it. Very British attitude to it, I know. But I thought there's no point even complaining, is there? Because they'll just say, well, they're here now. If you don't like it, don't use it. So I don't use that shop much. And I certainly do not use their self-checkout. Even, this might make me sound petty, but even if, there's no staff on the checkout, I will stand there and wait for that particular shop, because I know one of them will come eventually. I'm not using that. I'll be a hassle instead. I mean, I cannot be the only person who remembers a time when not only was there a row of checkouts, there was people at them. And I've got to hand it, there's a supermarket that does that very well. Again, I'm not going to name them, but there is one who does it well. But not that long ago, they all did it. And they had people sitting there who actually looked happy to serve you. They looked pleased that you turned up. I'm certainly pleased that they turned up. You know, you got a, hello, how are you? Nice day, have you been busy? I don't care if it's chit-chat. I don't care that they don't really give a monkeys and they've got to ask the same questions to everybody. I don't care. It's nice. It's pleasant. And they don't talk to people on their little Star Trek headphone set things organising their social life. They're talking to me. Do you remember that? Do you still get that? There's one place I can get that and it's not local. I mean, I've encountered some who won't even touch the receipt to hand it to you. They just point. Seriously, they just point. As if to say, well, if you want it, help yourself. Because I've made them scan things. And I've made them do something, so there's no way they're going to hand the receipt over to me. Have we really come to that in the shops? Do they really hate us that much? I think they do. So if by any chance, and I know it's a very slim chance, but if there is somebody listening to this who runs a store of any size, please bear the customer in mind. See all these changes that have been made. The headsets, the loud music, the condescending adverts, the constantly shifting things, putting the stock crates in the middle of the aisle, having your checkouts but having them empty, introducing self-service checkouts. Oh, and by the way, not accepting cash at the self-service checkouts. I know there are some shops that don't accept cash at all. See all of that? Get it the bleep away from me. Can we get rid of that, please? All of it. All of it. I don't want it anymore. I want checkouts. I want pleasant staff. I want, if you're going to play music, put it low and make it classical music so we're calm. Keep things where they belong. Stop moving things. Have a designated area for seasonal. Have a designated area for sale. Stop confusing us. Stop irritating us. Stop ignoring us. Stop treating us like we're the problem. We're not the problem. We are keeping you in business. And I think it's about time you all remembered that. Oh, I feel a bit better now. I haven't finished my coffee yet, but I do feel a bit better. So if you have made it this far, I don't know if anybody has made it this far, but if you have, thank you so much for joining me this week and sticking with me for this little rant. I had to get it off my chest. I'm sorry I had to. Do join me again next week. It is the last episode of From Random to Rants, and I know what I'm talking about. I haven't put it all together yet, but I do know what I'm talking about, and it might be on the rant side, but you will want to hear it because there's a lot of information in it as well. But until then, you take care of your wee self,